Hey everyone. So I thought I'd do a quick video because last week there were two really big announcements, one that came from OpenAI and one that came from Google. And both of these companies are now releasing new features into their AI models, which are going to change the way that we interface with them and perhaps change the way you work with this technology. So I thought that I would show you the demonstrations that they put out there so that you know what is coming down the line. So first of all, we had the release from OpenAI of the new GPT-4o model. And that is their flagship model that has just been released. Now, we have had GPT-4 for a while, but it has only been available for paid customers. And the GPT-4o model is going to be available for anyone. So even if you don't have a subscription, you're going to be able to access it. And what the O stands for is Omni. And basically that means that it's going to be truly multimodal, where it can input any combination of text, audio, image, and video, and then also output any combination of text, audio, or image. So we are definitely seeing a change here in how we interface with this technology. The previous free model, which was GPT 3.5, was only able to do text, but now we'll be able to see lots of different formats coming together to be able to interface with this technology in new ways. But how about we have a look at some of their demos and see how these models are working?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Rocky. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your
Well,
enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out, though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it.
Now, I don't know about you, but that sounded very similar to the voice in the movie Her, which was voiced by Scarlett Johansson, where she played a voice interface. And it really does show that these tech companies are starting to play around with emotion and embedding that into their voice technology. It almost sounded a bit flirty in that particular instance. So let's have a look at another video from OpenAI's demo.
I'm here with my son, and I'd love you to tutor him on this math problem, but don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction, but I really want to make sure he understands it himself. And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
Perfect. That's correct. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really,
Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle and is directly opposite the right angle. Can you find which one is the hypotenuse?
Oh, okay, I see. So I think the hypotenuse is this really long side from A to B. Would that be correct?
Exactly. Well done. Now that you've identified the hypotenuse, can you identify which side is the opposite side to angle alpha?
Okay, well, I mean, you told me earlier that this was the adjacent side, and I know that's the hypotenuse, so I'm guessing that this side, BC, is the opposite side.
Great deduction. That's absolutely correct. Now that you've identified all the sides relative to angle alpha, do you remember the formula for finding the sine of an angle in a right triangle?
Yeah, I know that the sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse.
Perfect. That's absolutely right. Now, can you apply that formula to find sine alpha in the triangle using the lengths of the sides that we've identified?
Okay, so I mean, you told me that 7, this side BC, is the opposite side. And then you said that the hypotenuse is the longest side, so that would be this side AB, which is 25. So would the answer be 7 over 25?
Excellent work. That's correct. Sine alpha equals 7 over 25. You did a great job identifying the sides and using the sine formula. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Now, OpenAI have put a lot of different demos and use cases on their website, so I will share a link so that you can explore them in your own time. Otherwise, this would be a very, very long video. However, I will show you this quick one where they used the GPT-4o model to interact directly with London in real time.
Is the king in residence at the moment?
Yes, it looks like the king is in residence right now. The royal standard flag is flying above Buckingham Palace, which is a signal that the monarch is present. How exciting to be there while the king is home.
Now, what I love about this is that from an accessibility perspective, it's pretty incredible because the visually impaired would be able to interact with the world in a really different way where they would basically be able to use GPT-4o as their eyes, which is pretty cool. They also have a couple of other demos on here with customer service proof of concept. They have one where it is interacting and singing. So essentially, by having this voice that is able to have intonation, they are able to control the AI in such a way where it is pretty much able to sing, which seems really, really quite bizarre, but very impressive. So jump on and have a quick look. Now, one more thing before we move on is that OpenAI is also releasing the ChatGPT macOS app, which will mean that it can live in your apps on your computer rather than through a browser. This hasn't been rolled out properly yet, but when it does, I am looking forward to trying it and I will be sure to showcase it. Now, just days after OpenAI released the Omni model, Google came out in their I/O with Project Astra, which works in a pretty similar way. So let's have a quick look at one of their demos.
Okay, let's do some tests. Tell me when you see something that makes sound.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use AESCBC encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IV.
That's right. What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
All right, give me a band name for this duo.
Golden Stripes.
Nice. Thanks, Gemini.
So as you can see, both OpenAI and Google are racing towards very similar goals. They are releasing these AI assistants that have multimodality, where they can see, hear, and talk. And this will fundamentally shift how we all interface with the world our products, our technology, as well as the internet. I do think that OpenAI has a slight edge over Google at this stage when it comes to the voice because they have the emotion and the intonation embedded within it. That said, I am sure that Google's future models will have a very similar feature to it. So yeah, I think we are in for quite a whirlwind over the next couple of years as these interfaces and technologies are released, and it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So let me know what you think, and until next time, see ya.